the Sabbath Sunday? The question is the Sabbath Sunday? The answer is no. All right. Now, we're going to start off by looking at just one thing really quick. We're going to look at the seventh day of the week in other languages. All right. Let's go to Exodus chapter 20 real quick, just because I want to pull out one quick point in regards to the Sabbath day. All right. Exodus chapter 20, and I want you to read verse 8.
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
All right, so it says, remember what day? The Sabbath day. All right, so one thing that we do have to keep in mind is that there is a specific day that is called the Sabbath day. So when you look here on the screen, you'll be able to see that all these different languages, their seventh day of the week, very similar to the word Shabbat, which is the Hebrew word for Sabbath, the seventh day of the week. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get right into the meat of the matter, because most people will say that Sunday is the Sabbath, all right? And they'll also at the same time say that Sunday is the first day of the week, all right? And that's because they believe that the Messiah rose from the dead on the first day of the week. So with that being said, let's get that understanding. Let's go to Matthew chapter 28, and we're going to read verses 1 and 6 to start off. You can go to one of our other quick cut videos when we ask the question, when does the Sabbath begin? We're not going to go over that information again, but in a nutshell, when the sun goes down, when it's completely down and we're in the evening, the Bible says in Genesis 1 and 5, the evening and the morning were the first day. The evening and the morning were the second day. So when the sun goes down and we're in the nighttime, that is actually the beginning of a brand new day. So you have to keep that in mind, all right? So let's read Matthew chapter 28, and let's look at verse 1. This is after the Messiah has been killed during the Passover season.
In the end of the Sabbath.
All right, so at the end of the Sabbath. All right, so this is at the end of the Sabbath. Read.
As it began to dawn towards the first day of the week.
So right there, that shows you that there's a difference between the Sabbath and the first day of the week. Go ahead.
Mary Magdalene and the other Mary came to see the sepulchre.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 6, he is not here.
All right, he is not here. So when they came, he was already gone. Go ahead.
For he is risen,
Mm-hmm.
as he said. Come see the place where the Lord lay.
All right, now that's a whole nother lesson that we're going to do one day in regards to the time frame of how the Messiah died and when he was buried and when he rose from the dead. But for this video, I'm showing you that there's a difference between the Sabbath and the first day of the week. Now let's go to Mark chapter 16, and let's read verses 1 through 2, and then after we read those, go down to verse 6.
The book of Mark, chapter 16, verse 1. And when the Sabbath had passed.
All right, so again, the Sabbath had passed.
Mary Magdalene and Mary, the mother of James, and Solomon had bought sweet spices that might come and anoint him. And very early in the morning, the first day of the week.
All right, so very early in the morning, the first day of the week. So again, all right, we have a difference between the Sabbath and the first day of the week. Read.
They came unto the sepulchre at the rising of the sun.
All right, so now go down to verse 6.
And he saith unto them, be not affrighted. Ye seek Jesus of Nazareth, which was crucified. He is risen. He is not here. Behold the place where they laid him.
All right, so again, when they came to the tomb, when they came to the sepulchre, he's already gone. The Sabbath is past. We're on the first day of the week now. Go to Luke chapter 24. And this time we're going to read verses 1 and 2, and then we're going to go down to verse 7.
Luke chapter 24, verse 1. Now upon the first day of the week, very early in the morning, they came unto the sepulchre, bringing spices which they had prepared, and certain others with them. And they found the stone rolled away from the sepulchre.
All right, so there we go. So now we're talking about the first day of the week. This is not the Sabbath. Go down to verse 7.
Verse 7, saying, the Son of Man must be delivered into the hands of sinful men, and he was crucified, and the third day rise again.
And John chapter 20, let's read verse 1.
The book of John, chapter 20, verse 1. The first day of the week cometh Mary Magdalene early, when it was yet dark, unto the sepulchre, and seeth the stone taken away from the sepulchre.
All right, so again, we know that the account is after the Sabbath was passed, they came to the tomb upon the first day of the week. So this tells you, all right, that the seventh day of the week, the Sabbath, is completely different from the first day of the week. It's undeniable. All you got to do is look at the calendar. You'll see the seventh day is, on most calendars, they call Saturday. The first day is Sunday. Now, some might say, well, no, Sunday is actually the seventh day of the week, and Monday's the first day of the week, and I know that because Monday starts the work week. Well, first of all, no, that's not true. But then, secondly, if you do believe that, why are you still celebrating Easter then? Now, again, that's a whole nother lesson. We'll do it another day. But you say that he rose on Sunday morning, on Easter, the first day of the week. So the whole thing is just completely blown up in your face. So the fact of the matter is, Jesus did not come out of the tomb riding on the Easter bunny. All right? Is the Sabbath Sunday? No. And with that, we say shalom.
Shalom.